At the start of this year, I completed over 100 consecutive days of yoga and found the routine to be both empowering and productive, especially when your mental health might not be at its best. Most people think of yoga and imagine this proper spiritual ritual of downward dogging until your third eye opens, and then upon shouting "Lama stay," you start floating. Yoga is so easy to set up, and there's an abundance of free content on YouTube suited to your particular needs. If I'm going to be specific though, yoga is ideal for the sort of person who is looking to achieve one or all of the following three things. Yoga may be ideal for you if you are looking to start or end your day with an objective measure of productivity. It's also good if you're looking to look after and re-energize every muscle in your body, particularly the ones that you don't use on a day-to-day basis. And finally, it might be ideal for you if you're looking to disconnect from unproductive stimulation. In this video, I'm going to go over how my yoga routine helped me achieve all three of those things. But first, of course, you might be wondering, why do 100 days of yoga? How does a chirpy little cockney like me suddenly decide to reconnect with his sensitive side? Well, basically every year I love joining in with Yoga with Adriene's 30-day yoga journey. It's an exciting program beginning on New Year's Day, and for the next 30 days you really feel like you're making concrete and productive steps towards a brand new beginning. Think of it as a New Year's resolution which you actually go through and complete. This year's program was called Breath. It was a great experience as always, but afterwards, the journey continues. Adriene will email you calendars every month where every day has a dedicated video, a dedicated practice for it. When you follow these calendars, you'll find the sense of community is pretty incredible. It's actually beautiful. Every comment is always someone talking about their experiences in a really raw and genuine way, about how the practice makes them feel, and usually it's always uplifting. The responses as well, it's always people being supportive, being compassionate, and everyone just motivating each other through the day, no matter what experience they may be going through in their life. Everyone's always on each other's side. Obviously at the start of 2021, we're all in lockdown, so to be able to connect with lots of people all around the world and feel like we're working towards something, that was hugely motivating. One thing I particularly loved doing was before each practice I'd go and check the view count on the video, and then afterwards I would refresh the page and see how much the view count had increased, usually by thousands, sometimes by tens of thousands, and it was nice to see just how many people I was doing the practice at the exact same time with, all around the world. It really makes you feel connected to people on a global scale, and it's really uplifting. And of course it keeps you sharp physically and mentally, so let's get into it. Let's look at the first proper benefit, which is starting or ending your day with an objective measure of productivity. Basically, when life is a bit hectic and we've got a lot of projects on our hands, we might start to wonder, am I doing enough? Am I really on the road to success here? And sometimes the angst that all of that creates, it leads us to overworking, to overcompensate for the lack of progress we feel we're making. And this is all caused by not having that measure of progress, and this can lead you to burnout, which will then eventually lead you to ultimate failure, unfortunately. In other cases when life is hectic, you might start to feel critical of yourself for neglecting physical exercise, or just for not doing anything productive at all. When you do a yoga session, you set a block of fixed time with a definitive end. Therefore, upon completion, you can put a tick in your calendar and say, "Get in there, my son, you did it, you absolute belter." It's a sure way of saying you've turned up, put in the effort for 10 to 15 minutes, however long your session, and done something genuinely good for yourself that day. You can also use your session as the basis for habit stacking, which is a feature outlined in Atomic Habits. So as soon as Adriene's music starts playing, that's your cue to then get yourself ready for the next task. Much like tasks such as making your bed set you up to seize the day, yoga will ground you mentally and also energize you physically so you can go out there and kick ass. Even if your day didn't involve much ass kicking, then at least you can say you did your yoga session. You did one thing that was genuinely good. Our next benefit is looking after and re-energizing your body. A lot of us spend massive amounts of time sitting at desks, working in postures which cause our muscles to deteriorate and age faster than optimal. I know this well enough because the other week I spent an entire Saturday editing a YouTube video, and by the end of it I felt physically ill by the end. But the next morning when I woke up, I managed to twist my neck and I pulled a muscle that went all the way back to the shoulder. It hurt so much that I felt like I genuinely extended my neck, felt a bit bit like a giraffe. And because it was so painful, I spent most of the day walking around with my head at an angle like this. People coming up to me saying, who do you think you are, bloody owl or something? People coming up to me asking if I could inspect their fossils. Yoga is essential for practicing correct posture. Otherwise, by the time we're old, we're going to slowly start folding. And like by the time we're pensioners, we're going to be 90 degrees. Walking around facing the ground all the time. Or when you go to bed, your legs will be stuck up in the air. Especially if you're in Asian countries as well, you want to be careful, because if you have to bow a lot, then one day you might start bowing and you won't be able to get out of it. You'll be bowing, the other person will be like, alright, I'll get the message, and then you'll be like, I can't get out of it, mate, I'm stuck. So remember that as well, you don't want to 90-degree-alize. And finally, we have disconnecting from unproductive stimulation, and by this I mean pointless clickbait news articles designed to get you angry, social media of course, and anything that's just there to waste your time. Yoga is our opportunity to break the bad cycle of scrolling and procrastinating. It's our opportunity to get out of our heads and into our bodies. In Adriene's practices, she often emphasises making it a full body experience, which is grounding through your feet, stretching fully through your arms, and of course the flow of breath from your lungs, not just from your lungs actually, but all around your body. This is key for practicing mindfulness as well, and I found it really helps me take a step back from all the busyness and anxieties of life. For much of this year, I've been troubled by many things, big and small, and it fills me with angst to the point where I sometimes just want to hide away and pacify myself through social media. But the thing is, a lot of the time, the way we choose to deal with our problems actually only prolongs the stress rather than rids ourselves of it. Yoga is your mental reset, your escape. Or at the very least, it's just a trouble-free period of the day. Many commenters on Adriene's yoga videos often mention that they feel such a deep rush of emotions by the end of the video that they finally are able to cry after quite a long time, and I think this is really important when we bottle up our troubles. We need a healthy outlet to release those pent-up emotions, to be raw with ourselves, and to also be kind and merciful to ourselves and our bodies as well. I can't stress enough how positive yoga is to the mental health. Just doing a little bit each day, it compounds. Within days, you'll already have a positive feedback loop forming from feeling just that little bit lighter and a little bit more flexible in your body, knowing that you're making genuinely good progress. Been a tough year for all of us, and for me, those mornings practicing with Adriene, they've always set me up for the day, and especially for those days which feel a little bit more daunting than usual. I've come to think of the mat as my own personal space in the world which no one else can enter. It's free from all the troubles of the world. It's separate. It's a dimension in itself. Now during the spring I did drop the ball a little bit. Like a kid in a sweet shop, I was running around trying all these different sports and activities, and they were all really good for their own reasons. But this September, in what is usually a time of personal reset for me, I'm going to do Adriene's breath program all over again, because my relationship with my breath has not been very good lately, particularly when times I've been feeling anxious. It needs a bit of work. So I'm going to tackle it head on, because our breath is behind every single action we take. So I'm going to regain control of my breathing, then regain control of thoughts and feelings, and then gain control of the world, one subscriber at a time. Anyway guys, the links to Adriene's channel, if you don't know it already, are in the description, and do check out all her different programs. They're my favourite practices, and I love Adriene to bits. She's brilliant, so go check her out. Just really quickly as well, I just want to say a big thank you for 300 subscribers. I really appreciate everyone who checks out my channel. Every comment always puts a smile on my face. I do enjoy interacting with you guys. If you guys enjoy these videos at least half as much as I enjoy making them, then I'll be pleased. But yeah, I'm going to continue doing my best, and I look forward to talking to you guys more in the future. So yeah, until next time, take care guys, and I'll see you later.